I think we are. Here we are. We're live on the Metal Voice. And part two, again, with Marc Storace. I learned to pronounce your name
Storace,
properly.
exactly. You
I
got it
learned to
right this
pronounce your
time.
name
You
properly.
you can say Storace. That I'm used to hearing
Storace.
hearing
But I
Storace
practiced. I practiced.
in the USA. It's Storace.
All
The
right.
voice. We'll just say the voice.
That's it, the voice. And
Live.
this time around, last time we spoke about the new album that was coming out, Storace, Live and Let Live.
Yeah,
But now we've actually heard the album and it's coming out soon, at least sometime in February in Canada, USA, but it's already out in Europe. So maybe you want to just explain that to everyone.
yeah, and I suppose a lot of people across the big pond have heard the whole thing already as well. So, and uh, I'm really happy with the reaction, by the way. Thanks for all your nice compliments. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
happy I didn't let you down. And I hope thousands of others will think the same. um, yeah, so how did it get to the album, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's thanks to COVID, actually. Something positive and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it gave me the time when lockdown started out to look into my drawers and files and come up with all the stuff I had been collecting over the years. And Live and Let Live is a song which was written 20 years ago with a friend of mine, Charlie Preissel, lives down the road here, good
Mm-hmm.
guitar player. He's really into Toto, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And we wrote about 20 songs over a period of a year and a half when I was not in Crocus anymore. And then we reunited, and that took me away from my solo stuff again. So then it took a while. The whole thing goes back to 2008, 9, when
Wow.
we reunited and released the Hoodoo album and started touring again, the big Crocus reunion. And it was the last round, unfortunately. Um, but it went really well, and especially 2019, the whole tour, festival tour in Europe, ending with the final concert in Zurich in the Hallenstadion, which is the
Mm-hmm.
holy ground of rock in Switzerland,
Okay.
on the 7th or 9th December. And then it was like I had been in Gran Canaria working with these two guys who produced a series for television called Sing Mine Song, in which there were 7 musicians and 7 singers, and each time one singer had to sing 6 songs by the other guys and one of his own, re rearranged and reproduced the way he liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the 7th song was always one of your own. So I sang Hellraiser as a tribute to Crocus, and that came out during lockdown. This series thing, and it was very popular, and people saw me in a different light, they say, because I wasn't being the rock star the whole time. We really all came down to earth and talked about personal stuff and about our career and so on and so forth.
Mark,
So
Mark, Mark,
these two guys, yeah.
Mark, I'm going to stop you
Sorry,
for a second. No, it's all
go
good.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Did you say that it's done, Crocus? Are you guys going to actually? And I'm just trying to change your gears for a second. Is
yeah.
is Crocus not coming? Is it like done? It's over. It's finished, or are they coming to the like? Is it over? Okay, it's over in Europe because you've done your dates, but is it not
Yeah,
happening now? Like it was postponed the Canadian North American tour, but now is that sort of finito, done?
yeah. I think the last time we talked, I had high hopes And in the meantime, those high hopes have become quite dusty and have crumbled. And I don't know what to think anymore, but I kind of lost hope myself. Everyone's gone in different directions, and it's like, what's going on? Just nothing. So I'm concentrating on my stuff, my thing. I'm having fun, and and I'm even planning of coming over. Things are being looked at now as we speak in the USA. Yeah, I'm happy about that, and
so Storace will be in North America. The voice of Crocus will be playing Crocus material. Is that what the plan?
In fall. I'm not. Well, I'll be playing almost my whole album, Live and Let Live, and obviously that won't be enough to do a headliner gig. It's only 10 songs, so I'm gonna fill the rest with Crocus songs. And some of the songs, no covers, and some songs which of Crocus which I've wanted to do but never got the chance to do again because
like what? Name one of those songs. Name one of those songs that the gem.
Midnight Maniac.
Oh yeah, there you go. Look at this. This album right here. I love this live album because yeah. Well, hold on a second. Wait a second.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, and you know what, Marc, the only reason I'm sort of like changing subjects is because last time we interviewed, we went through the whole creating of the solo album, right? I just don't want to.
It seemed like it was only like 2 weeks ago, but it was 3 months ago when we spoke to you. So things do change quite a bit in 3 months. So disappointed to see that Crocus isn't going to be moving as optimistically as we thought, but glad that you're coming over to North America, hopefully eventually. So,
but Marc, I'm even more excited that you're coming because you don't have the sort of the chains of Crocus. You could play whatever you want.
Well,
right?
Yeah, that's also nice for me. I mean, I might throw in Long Stick Goes Boom because that's one of my top faves, and I'll never get tired of doing that. But there's some other songs which I've done so many times, and I'll be happy not to do them and do something else which I've been wanting to do.
Hot Shot Heroes. What do we think?
I don't know.
The live versions.
Tokyo Nights. I love it.
Tokyo Nights. Wait a second. We're making your set list as we speak here.
Well, there's
anything off this album. I love this album, Marc.
Heart Attack.
Album, I love Heart Attack.
Well, there's Screaming in the Night, which is like one of my favorite songs, my lifetime favorite songs. So I'm gonna have to do that one, and yeah, and I'm looking forward as well with the new band. It's gonna be really exciting. And I hope now we'll get enough gigs to fill up a whole month, and looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we start the package tour on the 18th of March here in Switzerland. It's a Swiss package.
Yes.
You know the band Gotthard?
Yes,
right?
of course.
Gotthard.
Yes.
Huge
The
fan.
lead guitarist Leo Leone, he's got a band as well called Corleone. He's got a new album out, and we're gonna get together and tour, do a few dates, about 7 to 8 dates.
And when you do those dates, are you playing Crocus material mixed with your live? What are you doing?
Well, not really. We've played two dates so far. We had the baptism of the CD in this legendary nice place called Mühle Hunziken. Try and say that one.
We struggled with Storace.
That's right. I can't even say Storace properly.
So anyway, we had a great gig there, and I had my 2 kids came out with a platter and the drinks, and my daughter held the CD. my son gave me a bottle of Prosecco, and we did the bits, and everyone, was a great audience. And then we did the second gig, only 2 gigs so far, which was streamed internationally. It was the Balwas session here in Basel. And we played in this club where I had met my wife for the first time 33 years ago, called Atlantis. So it was nice playing there again. And a couple of Crocus songs. Yeah, one of them's Midnight Maniac. That's
I love Midnight Maniac.
Yeah,
it was a big song in Canada. It was a big song in Canada. Yeah,
even in the States. I mean, the Blitz album went gold, and it was right after Headhunter. Yeah, exactly. And there's a couple of great songs on that album, and it was even released as a video and was up on MTV, like on, what do they call it, high rotation or something like that. So
I love that sort of chord, dun 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 dun. I just love that sort of harmony guitar, sort of arpeggio, I guess, kind of in a sense. It's just picking away. That's a great.
It's got that drive. I don't know where Fernando got the idea from, but it definitely was a great idea.
It's kind of going up and down the scales. I'm going to ask everybody here what song they would like to hear you play live from Crocus. Of course, we want to hear the new album, but
let's hear it.
I'm saying, one guy saying Playing the Outlaw, Cecile's saying Hot Stuff, which is my suggestion.
Hot stuff. You like hot stuff?
Yeah,
really?
I do. Yeah.
From the Change of Address album.
Well, I got it right here somewhere.
I got love to suit you, babe. Guaranteed.
Hard Luck Heroes. It's Hard Luck Heroes, right? Hard Luck Heroes. Hard Luck Heroes. That's a great song.
Hard Luck Hero. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a great song.
Yeah. We wrote that with.
With what?
Oh, I can't remember.
Are you getting like a radio frequency?
No. It's my head. It's buzzing. It's
Russian.
Okay.
Look at this. I'm going to read them off. Okay. Electric Circus and with Rich Hall says Russian Winter. Hey, that's a great tune. Russian Winter.
Russian Winter, broken hearts. Yeah. Cold winds in the dark.
I love it. Everybody rocks. Everybody rocks. Axe Attack.
Everybody rocks. That's from the Blitz.
Down the drain. What about Down the Drain?
Another one I'm doing is To the Top.
What a great song.
Well. Yeah, beefy, real beefy. To
the top.
Yeah.
Greg Adams is saying Everybody Rocks. Where's Everybody Rocks from?
Everybody rock. The Blitz.
The Blitz.
And Rock the Nation too.
The fans here are speaking. They're telling you what the set list needs to be.
Oh, you have them in your ear? Uh-huh.
Well, no, they're chatting. They're sort of texting. They're texting as
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's
guys.
talk.
How you people out there?
Live and Let Live. Come on, let's talk about the new album. I've been waiting here how long now? You guys are reminiscing too much. Let's talk about Live and Let Live.
Well, okay, we know about the history because that's what we talked about last time, right, Alan?
Okay, doke. Yeah.
So let's
Great
go into
opener.
the songs.
I love the new song. It's a great way to open the album with Live and Let Live. It's a good message too for these days.
Especially, yeah, it fits actually for any day. There's always something worth singing that song for.
Yes,
unfortunately.
And for those of you out there, it's kind of like a hybrid Crocus album where there's some sort of Crocus vibe, but there's also a little more, right?
Well, I had more freedom because there's not the Crocus straight jacket, if you like, no boundaries. I mean, that's why people do solo albums, so they can spread their wings. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again, you know.
That's it.
And yeah, it's nice, you know. Live and Let Live is also it's got that nice drivey riff, which could remind you of Midnight Maniac, but has nothing to do with it as a song. And it was based on the lyrics, which came first, you know. And what else? Yeah, then there's that kind of southern rock, groovy. the second song.
High on Love. Yeah,
High
yeah.
on Love.
Yeah.
Steel guitar there.
I wrote that
Slide.
one with Adrian Fisher from Newcastle. He sent me the music. I picked that one up, and yeah, it's got that slide guitar. The guy did a great thing on it, and all the guitar was played by a studio musician who is actually not on the road with me in the band because he had contracts he signed with other acts, you know. So I've got someone else who's really great replacement, you know, Turi Vicky, and he's out with me live now, and will be coming to the USA as well. So looking forward to that. It's great.
For me, High on Love for me, it starts out kind of like could have fit on a Hardware album, and then towards the end, I'm like, well, that could have been on Dirty Dynamite, you know? It's got a real cool vibe to it.
Yeah. And it's a nice story there, you know. It's got, you know, special kind of lyrics where I kind of explain the fact of anybody who is from a traveling salesman to a traveling musician, you end up with all the temptation around you because you're lonely. It's easy to get hooked, you know, and then you're in trouble, and you know, morally or maybe financially later on. You know what I mean? So it's a kind of subject which is a common subject which not many like to talk about, and so it's a bit of an exposure there, and I've been through it, so I learned my lesson. And
no, it's a great song. It's a great song. It definitely is.
It's
Lady of the Night. Lady of the Night's kind of a darker,
Oh.
kind of a dark feeling to that one.
Yeah, that's a really good song.
Yeah, well, you know, it's tuned down one whole note, and
So see,
that's why it's so dark. The music is dark. It starts with an explosion, you know, you know, and the gong 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 bang bang. It's got this great groove, and this was also another song which came from Newcastle, you know, from Adrian Fisher, and the boys immediately swallowed it up, you know. and I only gave them the demo of what Adrian sent, and what I do is just I put rough vocals and rough lyrics over it, and we took it to where it should have gone in the studio.
and a great message, right?
Yeah, well, the message is it's, you know, we were in lockdown, and I thought, wow, what a job, what you know, it's like a dedication all the health workers have, you know, whether it's the police and police women, or the guys driving the ambulance, and the guys who go pick up the new infected people, you know, risking their own lives, and then especially the nurses, you know, and in the middle of a night, it's the night nurse, you know. I was imagining actually Florence Nightingale, you know, Lady of the Night, and I did a similarity to that, only instead of them being war victims, you know, which needed 24-hour attention, I'm thinking of the COVID guys that need to be turned over, and you have to check the equipment if they're still breathing and whatever they do the agony of the guy going through this, plus the love he's feeling from this maybe one nurse, just to romanticize it a little bit, you know. And then he gets well and he looks into a brave new world, thanking his lucky stars, you know. It's like what we're doing right now, you know, it's beginning to ease, and we're looking back and thinking a lot of people who caught the infection or the disease or virus, they all said in all interviews I've seen, they all said, oh, I wished so much that I had gone and taken the jab, you know, instead of trying to be the hero. Yeah, I don't need it, you know, because I went through hell and I didn't think I was going to live through it, you know. So he goes through that and then looks at the sun coming up and walks into the sunset with a smiling.
That was like the second video off the album, and people can watch that video.
Yeah,
so
and
really
I'm really thankful for this, for my partner, Joseph Sutter. So we call him Sepp Sutter. He's this film director who approached me to do the documentary of my career, which we actually started last November because we were also blocked, you know, through COVID, no traveling and stuff. We flew down to Malta, where I was born and grew up, and started singing at the age of 14 with my first band. And so we went down into that first rehearsal room, which is today an Italian pizza restaurant.
Oh.
You know.
Hey, Marc!
Yeah.
Everybody walking in. Hey.
I'll have a grappa, please. But actually, it was closed when we went, so we had the freedom of, you know, doing what we wanted to do in there, and it's overlooking the sea. You know, literally, the waves are lapping under the window, you know, so it's a nice place, and quite sentimental journey for me. And so we got that, and actually it was Sepp who he volunteered. He said, you know, we're not working on the documentary, but I want to do your first videos, you know. He first did the short series of trailers, just announcing that the album is coming and so on. Then he did Live and Let Live, you know, and I didn't know what was coming. He said, turn up at this place then, you know, and I turned up and saw this huge wall of LED, and then the whole thing came behind it, you know, the big Storace logo, all new stuff. So I got really excited seeing it for the first time that big. I said, wow, it's larger than life. And with the flames and stuff. And I had Charlie on there with me, Charlie Preissel, whom I wrote the song with. So it was really fitting because I didn't have the band ready yet by then. So I invited Charlie, and he came with flying colors and a shit-eating grin. So happy to reunite just for the video, you know. It was fitting, you know. It really
good.
It helped. It was nice. And the second video was just released, right? Is it out there yet?
Yes, it's out there. Yeah, the first Live and Let Live, and the second one is Lady of the Night.
Lady of the Night.
They're both out there. Yeah.
And those were made by Sepp.
Good job. Good job.
Cut Art, his company's called. Yeah, great.
Just a quick hello. Gabriel says hello, Marc. He says hello, Marc.
Hi, how you doing?
I like the Broken Wings is another strong song off the album. I mean, it's got a kind of a Dead Daisies feel with Glenn Hughes. I mean, it's just got such a groove to it. It's really a pleasure to listen to. Yeah.
It's also got that heavy riff, which I love. It was very inspiring. And I kind of, you know, there was so much energy in the music. This was an idea which came from Cyril, guitar player, and Massimo. You know, the guys that I met in Gran Canaria. We worked on this series together.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they came up with 5 of the songs on the album, and this Take These Broken Wings. You know, the music has so much energy in it that I could lay back. You know, I'm very laid back on that one, and letting the music doing the talking, leaving gaps and stuff. It's a kind of less is more attitude on that one, and deep song, deep words in it. You know.
That could have been
No,
a Crocus
place,
song.
no place to hide. When I was listening to that one,
Ha!
it's amazing. You know, I'm thinking about the early Crocus, your voice on the early albums, and your voice on this song in particular. How do you still do it? You sound as strong now as you did back then.
Um, I really don't know. Maybe it's the coffee.
What kind of coffee?
Yeah. No, you know, I can get pretty hyper. You know, I'm a energetic kind of guy.
Mhm.
Except, you know, and when my heart starts pumping, you know, I was always told by various doctors and so on that I have a sportsman's heart. You know, so I pump a lot of red stuff through the veins. You know.
Oh,
And that helps, of course, to get the energy going and hit the notes. But then you have to be careful of when you're going with such power on this little vocal thing here with those chords, the muscles and everything, that you don't burst anything or screw anything up, because then you're done for months, you know. But I don't know. One of my mottos has always been never take too long a break if you're a singer. You know, it's the same thing like with lots of other things, I
athletes.
guess, you know.
Athletes, yeah.
Maybe a tennis player or football or whatever. If you lose that dribble, you lose the ball. You know, I'm talking about soccer and so on and so forth. So I like to stay in touch with my art, and I give it all I've got in the right place, and I guess that keeps me on that level. But I'm not on the same level I used to be, like on one vice at a time. There I was like hitting, well, my pitch was really high there, but I was younger, and
Yeah.
my voice was kind of thinner. And even on the Headhunter album, I'm up there and soaring high as an eagle and landing on my 2 feet, you know, finding the rhythm, coming back in and going, you know, how do they say nowadays? I hit the floor running.
But just the texture of your voice, you know, it's so similar. It's, you know, we're all aging, and that you tend to lose it a little bit. But I'm listening to that song, and it's like, wow, this could have been done, you know, 30, 40 years ago. You sound that like you did back then.
Thanks. Well, that's nice to know. You know, we hear ourselves slightly different. You know, when they first told me I sounded like Bon Scott, I said, "What? No way!" You know.
Bon Scott sounds like me.
All right. No, you know how it is. Don't you remember the first day you ever heard your own voice on a recorder, and you think, "Wow, is that me?" I sound so strange, and most people don't like it. Neither did I. So it took me a while to overcome that and accept the fact that, you know, yeah, well, because it resonates in our heads and we hear it different than the way it goes out, I suppose. Well, who cares? I don't care. Main thing is that I enjoy singing, because it really gives me a buzz, you know, when everything's functioning as it should. It's like, you know, fine-tuned and everything, and I'm going for notes and I'm hitting them and having a good time. I'm sitting on the rhythm and see the band enjoying themselves. So it's like I'm in heaven. It's like nothing can
nice.
pay that. Not the biggest yacht, not no, you know what I mean. Not the fastest car.
Of course.
It's something else. It's you in your own body, you know.
And my second favorite song off the album is "Don't Want to Go." It's a great ballad. I love the guitar solo on that one.
Yeah, amazing. The way he hit it, he tried about 9 times, and when he did that one, it was like we all got goosebumps. That's the one, you know.
That's a keeper.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. And that song, you know, when I first played it to my wife and my daughter, you always have to play ballads to the girls first, you know.
Always.
And they had tears running down their eyes. And so, don't want to go faster than the light. But, you know, if it's like, even, I don't know how that line came, you know, don't want to go faster than the light. The road to ruin lies in darkness. You know, it's faster than the light. It's like,
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's your best ballad since "Screaming in the Night."
Thank you very much.
It's just a fantastic song.
My ears can't believe that. Thank you very much. You're going to get more than a beer when we meet.
That's right. You're going to get 2 beers.
No, you could have any whiskey you like with it.
Good.
Love over money, you know, that's got that once bitten, twice shy feel from it, you know, especially in the chorus there. La, la, la.
That's a very 80s. That's a very, very 80s tune.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of, you know, not exactly a boogie, but it's getting there. And yeah, we have to have a song which is like a good time encore song to play, you know, when you come back on stage and you don't want to be too serious anymore. Let your hair down. Let the whole band do a solo, you know. So that's like we break it up in the end, you know. Everyone does his solo, and it's because it really gets you on your feet, and it's repetitive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. It's just one of those songs which just came, and you know, it's a serious subject, you know, love over money.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all the greed today. Yeah. You know.
It's like a party song.
It's a party song, but with a serious message in it, you know, and it's also a little bit romantic and stuff. There's a long story behind it, but yeah, it just hit me straight away. It came from Cyril, you know, down, 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 down. You know, I even think it could have been a Springsteen song, you know, maybe arranged slightly different.
But, we have a request here, Marc. Quick little interjection here. George wants to know, can you sing "Screaming in the Night" a little bit? A cappella.
In the corner of the valley, we took him by surprise. The sound of steel rang loud above the battle cries. Well, I found her lying lifeless, dagger through her heart. Ooh, I picked her up and held her high, and I swore to be avenged. Scream.
You know what? I can listen to you all day. I can listen to you do this all day. Go on, keep going.
Getting back to
Side 2.
Getting back to live and let live.
I need a pastille.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, when you talk, it kind of burns the voice. So.
Yeah, I get more tired when I talk for an hour than when I sing for 2 hours.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, my favorite track off the new album,
there's no adrenaline, Yeah.
is definitely Paradise. I love that closing track.
That's your favorite track?
I thought the other one was your favorite track.
Really? Yeah. Hey, you're a West Coast man. West Coast.
I'm a big fan of Sammy Hagar, and he's doing this whole thing about beaches and drinking and tequila, and it kind of just fit right into that. Hey, you're singing about paradise. Is that your idea of paradise?
Well, yeah. Like get on the bike or whatever, camper, cabriolet, whatever, and head to the beach, over the mountains, down to the beach. You meet your friends, start the fire going, you surfboard or whatever, snorkeling, scuba diving, whatever, and then when the sun goes down, you enjoy the sunset and you're with your friends. There's some music happening, maybe live, with take the guitars out and stuff and smoke a reefer and get in the mood. I don't know, pina coladas, tequila, margaritas, whatever, wine, and just get into have a party, under a full moon, and that's my epitome of joy. That's how I like to enjoy a party. It's like on the beach and then go skinny dipping, and we used to do all that in Malta where I grew up, when I was still a teenager, and so it's stuck in my mind, and at night the water, the sea, the Mediterranean is warm, so you can swim, it's great. I love it. I didn't think you'd pick that one up as your favorite.
I think the lyrics are universal.
A good closer.
And it's just got such a relaxed feel to it. It's just such an enjoyable track to listen to.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a happy end feeling after all the messages on politics and romantic stuff, which is like more serious, and then you end up, it's like, it's a good way to.
It's a good closer. It's a good closer.
To close, you close with a smile on your face, and
exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Marc, so a few people texted what happened. I mean, we've heard this story so many times from you, like the ACDC audition in the early days. Maybe just quickly, fast, just say that, because a few people are asking. People always ask. Were you?
Yeah.
One person says, let's clear this up once and for all. I've heard a lot of rumors about ACDC. When Bon Scott passed away, sadly, and you were asked to join. Maybe you want to just tell people that fast.
Well, I wasn't asked by ACDC. I was asked by this production manager who was up in Birmingham in England. Mm-hmm. This big production company building all these backdrops and stuff for various bands, including Crocus, and light shows, and they brought our light show down to Solothurn, which is the birthplace of Crocus in Switzerland. And this guy, Steve Dawkes, he was the CEO of the company. He came down because they had this computerized lighting desk, which I've never even seen in my life before, And he took me to the side and said, would you like to audition for ACDC, because I'm very close with the guys and stuff. So I said, Steve, I'm too happy with Crocus. These are my new buddies, and we're going places. And I don't want to change my horse in the middle of a race. It's like, thanks, and that's it.
So it was an offer. It was just an offer to audition, not offer to join the band.
No. I guess I don't know if the other guys knew anything about it, to tell you the truth. I don't know what's behind it. And in retrospect, about 10 years ago, Steve told me, you did the right thing. Money isn't everything, you know.
I mean, history. Then when you listen to Brian Johnson, what do you think of him as a vocalist who took
I
over
love
for?
I love Brian Johnson, I was sad to hear that he was having engine trouble. He's always driving with his voice, and I'm glad he's back now, and things are getting back to normal. It's great. It's sad. Always sad to see a singer or whoever other musician have a problem and having to give up. I'm
Yeah.
using in-ears. I've been using in-ears now for a few years to protect my hearing, but my hearing's been screwed up since a young age, because a singer always stands in the middle of a stage in front of a drum set, and sometimes there's no room to go away from those cymbals, and the cymbals, the high pitch of the cymbal is what
Yes.
kills your ears.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Another text he says, have you guys made peace, you and Dee Snider? Like, we've talked about this too, but just fast. Have you made peace after all these years?
Yeah.
Have you broke bread?
I've always made my peace. In fact, I was on this tour, Rock Meets Classic, with other, like with Ian Gillan and John Wetton, and it was like these big guys. And at the end of that tour, we were supposed to play one concert in Wacken with this whole orchestra, the band, and everything. And I was thrown off because Dee Snider came in to headline, and he said, "I won't do it if Storace is not thrown off." I thought, what a motherfucker! I wanted to actually. I was looking forward to asking Dee if we could go to the side and have a beer, and so I could maybe apologize and say, "Hey, let's bury the hatchet. It's not worth it. It's a few $100 worth of clothes, which your wife, whatever, we didn't accept. We didn't like those clothes. Sorry, stage clothes." And it's as simple as that. I don't know what had happened. I was not in the room when this thing happened, So I don't know if there were any dirty words spoken, or the attitude in which things were said. But I don't think it's worth, like going to the grave carrying a burden like that.
What would you say to Dee Knight right now? If Dee was watching, what would you say right now?
Oh, hey, Dee, I'm looking forward to meet you, not to getting into big arguments. We know the whole story, but I think now we're mature. We look forward. You love your wife, I love mine, and let's just sit down and I don't know.
Move on.
Move on. In life, you want to move on, leave all these negative burdens behind.
Heal those broken wings.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Hey, Marc, you remember the group Kicks? Because we just interviewed Steve Whiteman a couple of months ago. He released his solo album, right? He was a part of Kicks forever. Now he's got his solo album. You have Tony Martin. It was a Black Sabbath. He's got his solo album. So, what is your expectation? They were saying it's a bit of a struggle. It's a bit of a labor of love. We're not expecting to make a lot of money. What's your expectations for this album?
Well, it is a labor of love, first of all. Otherwise, because all the responsibility falls upon you. You're the guy, and all the whole organization and even financial responsibility. In my case, I don't have a record company behind me, but I have a great manager, Rolly Egley, and he's actually the drummer of T, the progressive band that I started out with back in the 70s, did 3 albums with the producer of Scorpions. And yeah, financially it's just 50-50, and we're happy with the reaction the album's been getting so far. And as I said, we're looking forward to a tour. The band is great musicians, and we just hope it's gonna grow and that we can go places and have even more fun, and Crocus has left a vacuum behind, which I'm not trying to fill with Crocus songs, but I want to contribute new material. This is the first album, and I'm looking forward one day doing the second one. But first, I want to have some fun with this round, and just hopefully, COVID will go away now forever, and we can do what we want to do and enjoy doing it.
Yeah, we love to see you in Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal, Canada, it'd be great.
I'd love to.
I don't even know.
Run.
Alan, when was the last time Crocus even played? 80s?
In Canada.
Yeah, 80s, 1980 something, 5,
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
With Accept, maybe. I don't. Grim Reaper, was that the tour? Grim Reaper, Accept, and Crocus. I can't remember.
The Blitz. I think it was the Blitz tour.
That's what it was.
Or maybe even Heart Attack. It could be Heart Attack. I think we played this small club somewhere called
Spectrum, maybe. Spectrum, Club Soda.
Or Toronto. Maybe he played Toronto. Maybe he played
Toronto,
the Massey Hall or something. I don't know.
All I know, we've discussed this before with Marc, but I saw you open for Def Leppard's first major headline tour, Pyromania.
Oh, yeah,
Gary Moore opened before you. And
Yeah.
guys, Marc is one of the greatest frontmen to ever be on stage. You got to check him out if Storace comes to your town.
Thank you. You could say Storace.
Well, no, we're trying to do it right here
we
this
were
time around.
corrected last show, so we're going to get it right.
Marc, Cecile wants to know, can you ask Marc if he had any bad experience when they were signed to MCA? A lot of acts have said MCA was a terrible, a label to be signed to.
Yeah, I mean, nothing much really happened, and everything was blamed on grunge. And here we were touring. I mean, Fernando and I had never stopped since I joined in late 79 for Metal Rendezvous, and I carried on and on and on. And this was 1988. And I was slowly burning out with all the psychological games and negativity within the band as well, between band and management. And then we end up with this record company, which for me was like anonymous. I don't remember anybody from there, and I was happy to leave the band and call it a day after that Heart Attack tour. That's all I can say, and when I look back now, I think, hell, that was a great album, and we had some great songs on it.
Right here.
Yeah.
$6.99.
They were getting harder and harder to find as your career progressed throughout the 80s. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. So you have the backing of the record company.
I think they all started to lose faith in hard rock and heavy metal. You have Iron Maiden there behind you, and I remember we played with Iron Maiden in New Orleans, and we didn't sell out the hall. It's the largest hall, the big round one.
Oh yeah,
in New Orleans, and it was only like half full. And I remember we were sitting there eating seafood with Iron Maiden guys, and the atmosphere wasn't so happy. Business wasn't as great anymore.
What year was that? What year is that? Was it 92?
88.
'88.
Yeah.
Wow.
With Iron Maiden? With Iron Maiden, it must have been the '90s with Iron Maiden, like when things were sort of going.
Or maybe it was the start of the
Yeah. It must have been.
waning out.
Yeah.
It was, but I remember that vividly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Pat O'Brien's.
did you ever, when you were making change of address, did you like say, you know what, guys, maybe we're going the wrong way here? Was there any sort of, I like the album, but at the time, right?
Yeah.
Did you go like, did you second guess yourself, or were you saying, guys, we got to do this, or what were your feelings?
Well, I think there was too much hairspray and colored stage clothes, and the music wasn't crazy enough, and it's kind of got toned down. Everything got too polished, and for me, this was a difficult time. We had everything ready though, the songs and everything. We were in the studio in LA, and staying. We had these apartments and a kind of rhythm going. The band was recording, and then I got this phone call. My dad was in hospital. He had a stroke, so I left the following weekend and flew down to Malta to see him, and spent a week there, and there was nothing anyone could do, and returned to sing the album. I came back, had a 2-day rest, and then went in to sing Change of Address. So the parts I enjoyed most were the bluesy parts, the more melancholic parts, and bringing up a lot of aggression was kind of a little difficult to do. But the songs didn't even really ask for that kind of headhunter kind of songs. It's a different cup of tea, and it was trying to be more commercial, really, which really didn't fit, and somehow we were guided up the wrong alley. That's the way I felt, and there was nothing much you could do, because everyone was like following blind the Pied Piper with the bags of money.
That's the way to put it. That's the way
You know
to
what
put
I
it.
mean?
Yeah, of course.
And because that was a huge budget behind that, and of course when you're getting 20 off the top, then you follow the Pied Piper, and but everyone, it was like management, booker, and record company, and then there was the band, and I missed those beefy guitars, and
but then the album's released, right? And then it kind of like goes up, and then it goes down like really fast. Was disappointing? Like after all that money spent, all the sort of band dynamics.
Yeah.
Was that like sort of like, guys, what did we just do? Like, why did we do that? Like, I mean.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? It's like the shit hits the fan, and it's done. And best thing you can do is do a better album. But the problem is you lose a lot of your hardcore fans because they kind of take it personally.
Yeah.
But when you compare to bands, even Queen or ACDC and ELO, there's like even the Beatles, they have bad albums. Bad albums, in my opinion. Maybe you would think that's a good album that I think was a bad album, and the other guy thinks, But actually, to put it in general, we went out of our normal, we put on the wrong boots that day. you
Oh,
know,
got it.
you know.
You put on sandals. That's what happened, really.
Yeah, and it was raining outside, so
So things got really messy.
yeah. But you know, I guess lesson learned, and
Yeah. I mean, you and everybody else at the time, and not only Crocus, but all the bands were sort of getting glossy and hairspray and getting more commercial.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
so, I mean, you
But
know,
we should never have jumped on the bandwagon, you know, on that one. Already the video, you know, burning up the night. It
yeah.
was amazing, you know. But what's done is done.
Yeah.
Hindsight's
Can we move
2020,
on?
Mark.
That's right. That's right. You know, the good news is we all like Midnight Maniac. That's the good news. We still all,
Yeah.
and we want to hear it live. So that's a. I
Yeah.
got to tell you, for us in Montreal, that song was played on the radio nonstop when it came out. I don't know if
That's
Alan
great.
remembers.
And I literally just saw Ballroom Blitz on TV the other day. They were showing hair metal. I think they called it the hair metal show, and they were playing Ballroom Blitz. So
Holy moly. Crazy video by, I think Martin Kahan, his name was. And it was crazy. The idea he had.
So there, yeah. All right.
yeah,
bar-
we just want
in
to
the
wish
bar.
you the best.
Yeah.
The best
Every-
on the new album, the best on the new tour, and the best on coming to North America.
Thanks a lot. I'm looking forward.
So we got Live and Let Live. Everybody go. It's coming out exactly what day? Do you know?
Ooh, I didn't make a note here.
So
But it's,
sometime this month it's coming out, right? Sometimes in this month in February. I know that much.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the 20.
That's okay. It's okay. It's coming out very soon. I know that much.
If you look on my Facebook
there.
page, you know,
It's all there.
.com/Marc Storace, or on my new website storace.ch, you can always see what's coming and what's going.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Marc. Looking forward to see you on tour. Okay.
Thank you, guys. I'm looking forward, and fingers crossed that everything goes as planned.
2 beers for Alan. Okay. We'll talk
Great
soon.
album. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.